Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're in Switzerland again, and we're going to be here for quite a while, aren't we? Today is a big day. Not only is it the channel's 2-year anniversary, yep. So a big thank you to all of you for keeping me going. There were times where there were many hurdles that I almost face planted, mostly to do with the internet. I won't harp on about that though. So yes, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for the support. And here's to another 2 years, I guess. But we have an episode to do, don't we? Yes, we do. It's a big one today as we're going to put our first train in. Those of you on Twitter and who have seen the community post may already know that. It's going to be pricey. We are going to have to take out a loan. However, loans in Transport Fever only come with a 1% interest rate, so nothing to worry about, providing we can cover the interest, which we can. That's what I'm going to say. Although the boat isn't going to make any money, which is why we're looking at it now. Although it's getting busy, perhaps it will. Perhaps that'll turn around. We'll have to check on that. Before we get going, we have a vote to conclude. I want to say a huge thank you. I'm going to throw it up on the screen now. Huge thank you to the 300 plus people who had their say in that. Amazing turnout as per usual. You guys never cease to amaze me. You really don't. And I'm flattered. We're going with Guaranteed Transport. We're going to head over that way shortly. Not by ferry. It will take us ages to get over there. But yeah, we'll go over and change that shortly. Get rid of that. Second place was leaving it as Oi Mate Swiss, who is the map author. And speaking of whom, is that right? Is that the right use for whom? Speaking of whom, do you know, I never know when to use who or whom. I think that was right. I'm sure someone has a better grasp of the English language will let me know. Yes, he has done. I think it's a he. I'm going to assume it's a he, given the name. I could be completely wrong. But yes, they have. There we go. I'll keep it gender neutral. They have kindly converted over their BLS vehicles from Transport Fever 1, and they'll be completely at home on this map as they would have existed back in... Oh, there goes our ship. Perfect timing. Yes, so a big thank you to them for that. I am certainly looking forward to those unlocking. We also have the save game is now available should you want to play around with it yourself and take some cab rides, which hopefully by the end of today, if I shut up, that is, and get going, we might have a cab ride at the end, and then you can go and ride along on that. Shall we get going then? Because the horn has blown, which means we should get going. Let's bring up the UI. We have, well, I was talking a long time because we now have over 500,000 in the bank again, which is lovely. There we are. You'll notice we are recording at 60 FPS again, as some of you did like that. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that all the time. Whoa, we have some passengers over there. Goodness me, it's popular. Now, this line, we will go and build our train soon, promise. It's coming. Our line here, it's sort of a loop, as I mentioned in the previous episode. However, it is going to need possibly multiple lines intersecting the loose line / loop that we've got going on, and possibly one running clockwise. We have it running counterclockwise at the moment. So yes, we'll be doing that. The reason being, as we just saw with our ship, 51 of 85 people, that's going to fill up one bus stop quite rapidly. Especially if we get 85 people all disembarking at once, which is like, it's super busy, isn't it? This is wonderful. So yes, we're going to need more buses, or another line, not more buses, because they're going to be a little bit unhappy with overcrowding otherwise. So we'll be doing that as this ship picks up. Obviously, it's going to be costing us a bit at the moment. However, once that's dropped off, I mean, it's over half, well over half, isn't it? Yeah. Half would be 42 and a child. So, yes, it's well over halfway. Over here, we have a lot of people waiting, to say the very least. Although this stop is both sides, they all seem to be on this side. And mostly on the number 1. Right, anyway, enough of that. So today, what are we doing? Obviously, we're keeping an eye on that, and we may need to throw a few more trams on there by the looks of things. But we're heading up here. Logging. This is going to be our first money train, as it were, similar to the Midwest. I've had a comment saying we're probably moving a bit slower. I would disagree. I would say we're probably moving a little quicker as far as our infrastructure is concerned, as we have a lot more lines bringing money in sooner than we did last time. However, we did have trains earlier. This time around, we had to think about boats, as they're prominent on the map, and that was an expense that we didn't have previously. In fact, we had the factories we had to build at the beginning, which also came out of our starting funds. So yes, considering we built 3 factories, we've got a first ferry on the way, and we have how many? 3 lines? 3? Is it 3? It might be 4. 4 lines running. Yes, with cargo, as well as a drop-off there. The other one, the food one, is a loop. How are we doing here, actually? We should check on that before we get with the build. There we go. We're already making good progress at supplying Lötschberg here, which is brilliant. That's probably why it's going to get busier and busier. Also, eagle-eyed person out there, viewer, spotted. We have our first diesel. There we go. Our first diesels on the line. On the roads. Public transport. No, private transport. Public transport is us. But yeah, we're already got to compete with cars. That's why I paused it at 1900, as we've got a bit of a challenge ahead of us. The horse and carts will be vanishing, and our public transport will be competing with the ever-improving private transport. Should we get on with this build then? It's probably going to take a while, isn't it? Okay. Zweizimmer has a real train station, a real life train station, and so we're going to be having a passenger station there eventually. First, we need to make a fortune, and we've got to get over here. Now, if you want to cheesy game it, we could take out, how much of a loan do we have? So this is the state of play. We're kind of hovering around 1 million. We'll let that tick up a little bit. Hopefully that way we won't have to take out as much of a loan. I mean, I don't mind doing it in Transport Fever. We can easily cover up to 100 times that, which would be a lot, wouldn't it? That's a 300 odd million loan. I don't think that's how much we can take out. We have 30 million available to it. We've got 5.5 million already taken out. So deduct that off that, which would leave about 24 million we can still take out. Again, at only 1% interest, it's not the end of the world, is it? As I was saying, we're going to be heading this way because this is going to be part of the passenger line, and we're going to use it as freight. We'll add more lines to it like we did in the Midwest, and we're going to be heading here. If you'd like to game it and play the game as a game more than realism, you'd probably do something. How much would it cost? Out of interest for science. Zoom in. It's deceiving, isn't it? We're zoomed out here, and you'd think you could build, but it's massive. That's quite a way out, zoomed out. How much would it cost? This is how you would game it. You would kind of go straight there. See, it's not that expensive, right? To plow straight through, and would be the most efficient way. Probably not the most realistic. I mean, eventually, yes, we could do that, and then you'd wind up there. However, we're not doing that because we're going to pay attention. We can't accept it anyway. We can't afford that. We're going to be using the passenger or the main line that exists. Branch line, possibly. They do have light rail station here as well. Heading up to Gstaad. But yeah, we don't have that. Not on the workshop anyway. There are light rail vehicles and tracks available over on transportfever.net though. But considering I share the save game, I don't want to drift over there and make it really difficult for you to install and get the save game up and running. So we're going to stick with the workshop, which is a little unfortunate because there's some stuff over on transportfever.net that's not available on the workshop. But I mean that's what we're doing. So we'll live with it. Now let's get our first train station in. Let's do it. We're going to start quite big. We want the passenger. I'm going to say we're not going to have a terminus. We're going to have a station like this, as that way they don't pull up to the very end. And we're probably going to extend it anyway. We'll start with 240. I think that's good enough, don't you? It's going to cost us straight away 366,000 or 367,000. Is it going to be worth it? Let's hope so. Otherwise we've got some issues. Also, track building in the patch. I didn't know this was a thing, but we're going to build a small section and see how much it costs us. There we go. Right, just out here. We'll stay flat because we're going to head down and then level out and cut across the mountainside. So 17,000, 17.6 thousand. Remember that. And we'll tick that. There you go. You get a refund now rather than having to pay for it all. I would imagine it's the ground excavation because it does revert to its original state. So it would make sense that we'd get a refund on that, on any of the terraforming that's done. Isn't that cool? So any mistakes we make, we don't get punished quite as much, which allows for a little bit of testing and experimentation. Right, we might as well leave that in. That's where we're heading anyway. The real life station is somewhere around here, I believe. Our depot is going to be up here. This is going to be the depot for everywhere. Yeah, we're only having one. We could move it though at a later date. As long as we've only got one, it'll be fine. But let's continue building, shall we? We're going to head... Oh, do you know what we need on terrain like this? We need to do it via contours. Let's do it like that. There we go. You can see where we've got to go here. The height at the sawmill, where we're going to come into, is 0. Really? Is it really? 0? So that's all 0. Is that possibly broken? I don't think that's true, is it? Because it's in kilometers, isn't it? That's not very good, is it? We need like another decimal place there. Oh yes, it's a kilometer. Oh, that's awkward. Well, that's not very useful. I might have to change that to yeah, let's quickly change that, see if we can get a little bit more precision involved. Advanced. Can we do it now that we've started? Distance, weight. Do we have height? It'll be distance, right? We need meters. If we do it by meters, there we go. Resume. There we go, guys. We got it. Meters. Oh, you haven't done the layer. That's interesting. Right, let's get the layer back up. So we need to be at 46 meters. Yes, because everything was in kilometers. Given that then, where are we here? 68. We're obviously heading down to about 46. Now, where I want to go is along here. It looks like you could go in this crevice here as well. But we need to try and level out to this height. So about... where are we going to go? Somewhere like here. It's going to be about 47 meters. So we can pick a point on here. We want to be right down. Probably here. This line, just above the thick line there. If we hug that along the thick line. In this crevice, what would that be? That'd be 79. But you wouldn't see much. It looks like it's the perfect place to build a railway though, doesn't it? I kind of tempted to go through here. Do you know what? We'll come back to that as we head down the slope here. This is Shouldn't be too bad. We can probably just go with the lay of the land as long as it doesn't head up, because we definitely want to be making our way down. I was going to say that we're going to try and make it scenic, but I could just do this and it's literally just scenic immediately. There's not going to be much trying involved, is there? No. I'll try not to make it look terrible. Here we go. Yes, we can do that. Person in the horse and cart there is like, where did that come from? That wasn't there. He even slowed down, like he didn't stop. He just slowed down to wonder what was happening. Right, let's get rid of these. Oh, not that though. That's expensive. The reason be it... Oh, yeah, that's pricey. Can we... I want to flatten this so that we don't get too much of a bump going on. Oh, yeah, we need to... Oh, I've been doing it on not curvy, haven't I? Yeah. Abby, in the comments, pointed that out to me, and instantly I forgot. I want to make sure we got the curvy selection, otherwise you get strange deviations in track, although that may have been fixed. We'll have to see when we take our ride. The first bit is done with the line. The second bit, hopefully, is done with the curvy. Right, let's get this flat. That's all I want. And then we can go across there. Now, we're not going to worry too much about speed. No. What we want to worry about is beauty. That's what I'm going with. Could we come off here? Construction not possible. Really? Okay, well, let's just try and do this. And then hopefully it won't look too terrible. It looks beautiful. Perfect. Right. We'll take that back. And we'll connect that up to there. There we go. Right, we're on our way. Let's go back to these. And this time we'll use the curvy tool. And we'll make our way down. There we go. Are you heading down? You still want to head up. It's because we're not completely flat here. Hopefully we can start heading down. There we go. There we go. Again with the wildlife. They like being around where we're traveling, don't they? I mean, so far, so plain, right? But we're not into the good bit yet. This is the bit we've got to think about coming up as the terrain starts to change quite drastically. As you can see. And we're probably going to scoot off up here. 71 meters and we're at 62. There's no need to go up. So we probably, well, got 52 meters there. And we want to hug this bit, don't we? That's at about 52, just above the line there. And we're going to get rid of that road temporarily. So as long as we're going along the 52 meter mark, what are we currently at? We're currently at about 60 something. That's fine. We need some deviation in the line, don't we? Let's make sure we don't go up any higher. Yeah, we're going to come into here and drop down our first bit and start to hug round. There we go. There we go. Let's keep it at about the 50 meter mark. I don't mind about speed. Rail lines out here are... Is that going to be 50 meters? I hope so. Oh, we've gone down quite a bit, haven't we? Nope, there we go, 51 meters. We are going to have some bridges. Probably not just yet, though. We're going to hug this side a little bit. As here, the passenger... What I have planned in the future is the passenger line branches off and we go over the top of it, you see. And hit into the side of the mountain there. Forethought and planning. We might, however, be able to avoid this road as well and go over the top. Oh, the game just crashed, guys. Oh dear. Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened. I built it back sort of what we had before, I think, and we're going to attempt to go into here again. I have no idea what happened, guys. I had it playing for a long time, as you can see on fast forward, just to see if it was anything over here. I have a sneaky suspicion it might be our little marketplace if they go to build there. As you'll see, they've built up round here. They probably did that while we were over there anyway. So I don't know. I've saved it at this point. So should it go wrong again, I've only got to build from here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. There's our kind of viaducty thing for our passenger line to run along the road. We'll probably get rid of this as well. You'll see that this part of the road, if we take this off, runs by kind of cut into the mountain as well. So we're going to have this road cut into the mountain, and then the rail line as well. Do I have the... yeah, turn those off. Ooh, I was a little bit nervous now, guys. That's been my first crash. I don't know how much I've recorded, so this episode might be a bit weird. Anyway, back to this. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. It's bizarre because I built this line. I drew it when I was testing and I had no issues. So, unknown. We're going to keep fairly straight here, and it's going to be hugging along this dark line, and we're going to go like that. We're going to try and avoid tunnels where we can. These speeds are in kilometers. Do I want to do that, or do we? Yeah, we kind of do, don't we? It's not making a tunnel, so that's nice. In fact, we can probably do it like that for a little bit, and then we're going to head over that way. And we want to stay at about the right height, don't we? 51 meters we agreed on, and this is what we're doing all the way down here. Ooh, guys, do you reckon it's going to break again? I hope not. That's kind of frustrating. It's not costing us too much. We don't want to be really going up any higher. So we're going to cut in now to the mountainside. I'm leaving the layer on. So when we get to the end, we'll get to see how cool or not it is. Hopefully it looks cool. Just a touch. I didn't realize we had crash potentials. I don't know whether it's because of the new crash. The new crash? The new patch. Oh dear. Well, yes, that as well. But we'll see. Hopefully we do this justice. And when I did my test run, we had tunnels. This time it looks like we're going to have bridges. I kind of don't mind bridges though. Oh, we could have a bridge into a tunnel. I do like that. Where are we heading? We're heading up there, aren't we? Yes, a bridge into a tunnel. Because you do need some bridge action, don't you, as well? I mean, it's a combination of hugging the cliffside and tunnels and excavation. Right, there's our... oh, that's a bit too much. Yeah, we're not going like that, though. That's ridiculous. Perhaps we need to rethink that a little bit. Where is the 50-meter mark? It's down here, isn't it? We should have been going the other way. Well, here comes our refund, thankfully. We need to be heading off that way instead. I went the wrong way. Well, the refund is helping, no end. We're going to go across here. Now we no longer need a bridge. Yeah, we could detour along this section, in fact. Let's do that. I mean, I feel like we need a bit of a tunnel, but I guess it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Yeah, and now we can head this way. Still cutting into the mountainside. I guess we're not getting any tunnels. That's fine. I do not mind that at all. It looks like we're the right height, though. This is a nice little drive, isn't it? Right, I'm going to pause it there and save it again. All right, we're all saved. Now we need the station. We possibly will remove the road if necessary. In fact, that would be a good idea, right? Let's remove the road. Is it going to crash on me? Don't do it, game. Don't do it. You'll make me sad. Building. It could have just been a rare instance of it crashing. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It was a no error crash as well. I have debug mode on, so okay, we're gonna have to go a little different there. That's fine. We will connect into there. Get back to track lane. Can we join up neatly? And is it too much of a grade? In fact, it's almost perfect because we got the height, you see, about right. If we check the height here, yeah, 50 meters. It's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. There we go. We're in. We're in. We can possibly just cross over here with a road, is what I'm hoping. Right, that would be kind of ideal. Not like that. I don't know whether it was the track building we were doing. or like I said, the building at our markety place. There we go. That's lovely. Do we want to do any smoothing? Probably. Well, we have a bit of money. Why not? Let's just bring that up a touch. Ooh. Has anybody else had any crashes? There was a few patches to fix some. When you've got mods installed, though, I'm not blaming the modders here. It's just that some certain things are not accounted for by the game itself. So, ooh, we're right up in the hills there. That's kind of nice. I don't mind that at all. Especially over there is about the same height, isn't it? So, yeah, there we go. That's not what you're being called, though. You are being called. Well, you can be called that, but you're going to be called sawmill. There we go. That'll do. Call that, and we'll call this one logging. Kind of works. Logging. Yeah. There we go. Guys, we're in. Sort of. I mean, it was a bit bizarre. Remember, we've got, hopefully, a train will hug the side of this road and go underneath. Like that eventually, and that will be the passenger line. Ignore the bridge struts. We can sort that out later by doing that. And then deleting them and getting a refund, which is lovely. So that will be kind of the passenger main line, and it will hook up back into the branch line there and have a bit of a junction. In fact, we could keep that there, right? As a little bit of a hint of what we've got to come. We've got to make our way down, though, gradually to go into town here. Keeping an eye on you. Don't ruin my episode. Don't ruin my episode. Oh dear. Right, depot. Yeah, we're having it up here. And we're going to finally get our first train in, although we are going to have to take out a loan. Obviously. And in fact, we could build the track first, couldn't we? We could come off somewhere like... do we want it? Let's have it the hillside. We can do it that way. There we go. We'll have it branch off there. We might even do like a big depot-y yard place. Providing the game's stable. There we go. I don't have it on the testing branch or anything crazy. So I don't know what's going on. We're only going to have one train to start with, and we're going to need to see how much it's going to cost us. Let's do it. Our first train. It's going to be one of the bigger ones. We have a whole selection here. If we just click on locos, obviously there's the Borzig, the Prussian, and what else do we have? We have the T3 Prussian and the G3 Prussian. But these are the mods, these black trains here. The 106 or 6 is what we're going to go with. I don't know which one we should use. This one's cheaper apparently. Oh, because this one's more powerful. Well, I guess the more powerful one, the SB 106. We have the A3. I guess we can use that for a passenger run. We've got to bring in some of the vanilla trains as well, right? Because we're in the European asset pack now. And you'll see the lifespan, because we have the actual date paused. It tells you real time. So this train, not the one we're having, the A35, would last us 7 hours and 6 minutes of real life time at speed 1, game speed. Not to be confused with date speed. Yeah, it's all a bit complicated. Same as this one. Now, even though we've got mods, you'll see it only does 90 kilometers and we don't really care about speed. Even though we've got mods, the game does balance the train out. If the author of the mod leaves the stats to be defaulted and decided by the game. It's going to cost us 2.5 million, which we obviously don't have, and it's going to cost us not far off 500,000 to run with the wagons, more than likely. So we'll see what sort of cargo we can run here. We're going to be deadheading one way, meaning we're not deadheading. We're just going to be running empties back to the logging camp, which to me is totally reasonable. The empties have to be handled somewhere, right? Yes. I mean, we could continue on and take plank, but for us, I don't mind doing this to start off with. I feel like we're going to make enough money. How's that going to do? We don't have much of a steep gradient. We've kind of kept it gentle and made our way down there. And you'll see we'll only drop to 45 even if there was a steep grade. So that's good. In fact, we could probably have a few more on there. I mean, this is not... I don't think this has been changed. I don't think this is the full load. Now, so this would cost us 6.6 million roughly. We'd have to take a loan out for that much. What we could do is double head it immediately. However, given the state and the stability of the game at the moment, should we get this one out? We'll buy this one. We'll take out the required money because we can't buy it yet, obviously. Can we go into the... No, it's going to close it. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's do it. Guys, we're taking out lots of money. In fact, we'll go a little above, right? There we go. We've got 11.5 million loan. Does that remind you of anything? Oh, yes. We need to change the name of our headquarters, don't we? Yeah, we'll do that here. I said all that at the beginning. I did get slightly distracted with a crash. I'll be honest. Grand T Transport, as voted by you guys. Thank you for that. We've got a company score of 2 all of a sudden. And 0. It's fine. It's fine. Right, let's go back in here. Oh, it remembered it. It remembered me. It's like memory foam, but in depot form. Right, let's buy that then. While we've got the money, and we need a line. You bet. Pause it. So yes, to say that I'm a little bit uneasy at the moment is an understatement. I'm not going to rush it though. I'm going to pretend it's not going to crash, and hopefully it won't. We're going all the way down there. This is going to be our logging run, so we don't have very many shades of brown, do we? No, it kind of goes dark orange, which is sort of a shade of brown anyway, isn't it? But yes, we kind of don't have a brown selection much. It's fine. We'll go with that. There's only so many browns you want, I guess. And there we go. Guys, this is going to be the... what's it going to be? I guess you do it by the... No. Zweisimmen, perhaps. Is that spelt right? Yes. Logging. Freight. There we go. It's freight, our first freight train. And we're going to stick him on. And then, actually, before we do that, let me save it again. I know, right? I don't know. I don't know how long I've recorded either, because I don't know what happened to OBS. It might have been OBS that crashed. I don't know. I don't know. It's the first time I've experienced that. Right. All saved. We've got our train. We can put it on the line. And hopefully, I feel like we're kind of towards the end of the episode anyway. So I'm going to leave you with a cab ride, and then we can see how much... isn't that a beautiful loco? How much this train will or will not make us. Well, that sounds absolutely wonderful. Let's see if we can get on... Oh, they got page up and page down. Very nice. Preset camera angles. I tell you what, they've done a real job with this. Whoop, not underground though. Let's not do that. Here we go. Isn't that a lovely loco? Look at all the detail on that. Wow. It's beautiful. That's a view. A bit steamy. Do we like that, guys? I really hope we don't crash, but I know I'm going to keep going on about that this episode. I might have to go and check next time out, before Sunday, whether we've got stability. Is it rendering out the windows correctly? I don't know. Hopefully. Oh, that's a beautiful view. I love it. Look at the guys in their filthy overalls. Hello, your first train. Oh, I really wish you wouldn't pivot on the angle. Just let me turn around. No, I want you to pivot, not what would the word be for that, where it kind of throws you. sideways when you're looking around. I don't like that. It's very uncomfortable. Let me control the camera, please. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason it does that, but I prefer it if it just spun round on the spot. Anyway, there's our train. Hopefully, it's going to have some wood. Oh, do you know what we should do? Quickly, we're going to wait until full. My idea with this, guys, is to double head it. But we need to get a sort of an idea of how much a single train is going to make us and the sort of speeds it can do. It's been alive for 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Alive? Yeah, why not? It's got a heart and soul, hasn't it? Every loco has. Yeah, what was I doing? Managing line. We want to wait until full. In fact, we can do all this as well, can't we? And make sure. We want to load just logs there, and we want to unload there and not pick up anything. For now. That should be right. Unload your logs, pick up your logs. Oh dear, guys. Anyway, there it goes. We're going to end with a... yeah, there you go. It's already got some logs. What is our... What can we carry? We can carry 88. It's almost going to be ready to go. That's perfect. So that'll be the end of the episode. Will be a cab ride. I do want to check on the finances for the boat before we do that. Hopefully... he'll be about down here to the interesting parts, shall we say, by the time we've checked on this. I really don't know. Really going to have to look. Surely it can't be this. I feel like I've had this issue before in Transport Fever as well. I'm pretty sure it's happening. The reason the Midland map ended was it would crash if it tried to build over assets placed by mods. Which is a bit ridiculous, really. You've got to have some error checking in there. I know, I'm sounding a bit salty. I always am when a crash is involved. Anyway, finances. Well, that answers that. This is going to make us a small fortune, and we might need 2 of them on. And which is cool, because they can ferry backwards and forwards, can't they? Yes, brilliant. Guys, I would say that has been an episode. A little unfortunate that it crashed, but there's been a couple of patches. Unstable, I would say. And for some, or for many, and for me, apparently. Although, I will also add, I'm using, like, OBS. I don't know whether OBS conflicted with Transport Fever. I think in all the time well, 2 years now. That is the first crash which would have been OBS. But I don't think it is. I really don't. I'm gonna guess it's something happened on the map. AI building, perhaps, and it crashed it. Which it makes me a little nervous going forward. I don't know what to do. If it starts happening too frequently, what do we do? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we're almost coming to it. Yeah, there's a train. Yep. Still going to fit in those segways. We'll make it work, guys, somehow. The devs will probably... Hopefully. There's our mountain railway. We're gonna be taking a cab ride along here. No bridges. No tunnels. We've kind of hugged the contours. And that's it. That has been episode 4. We've got our first train on. We have our first boats on. We have our first trucks on. We have our first buses on and trams. The only thing left would be planes. We're not in the territory to afford those, but we may have a freight cargo plane. Yeah, it'll be cargo, wouldn't it? Taking goods across the mountain at some point while we're paused, because we need goods down here, which would be great. Anyway, where's our train? Shall we get on board? And we'll get a nice view, hopefully. We'll be investigating. I'll be checking crash logs, etc. But we have our first mountainside railway. It certainly runs across the mountain, doesn't it? The mountainside. We've avoided bridges. And we've avoided tunnels. I mean, other than the bridge we just crossed, I meant on this section. Perhaps we could lower that for instance, so we get a nice view more often. There are things to do, but this is just the first one. Oh, that is beautiful. Should we look out? Oh, look at that. Oh, you're beautiful. I like how we're going so far, but this is just the first of many scenic railways that we're going to be building. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. Our train is handling it, isn't it? Yeah, the track isn't going to be super fast. Oh, I love this bit. The little wiggly bit round the mountainside. Oh, it's a perfect mountain railway. Yes. Are we happy with it? Oh, I love it. Oh. Do you know, I'm going a bit quiet because this is a bad time to be thinking about bug finding. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I thought I'd sit on with you guys for a little bit, and then we'll leave it running on the way back for a little bit to see what it looks like, because I'm going to have to possibly change sides, otherwise we're just going to be sat at the wall, aren't we? Yeah, so what we're going to do when we come back, hopefully we'll be double-heading this and checking on the finances after it's done a couple of runs, because I would like it to sit back at the station a bit longer. There we go, we're at the station now, so we can scoot across the other side, because that's the side we're going to need to be on. Perfect, and then we get to see the station and make our first bit of money, and we'll check on the finances. That's a beautiful view as well, isn't it? Even in the station, it's wonderful. Fingers crossed it doesn't crash during the cab ride. Oh dear, be quiet about the crashing, it happens. Alright guys, until next time, take care.